USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Hi, good morning. Can you submit your nomination credentials? Starting with, first of all, with the proof of citizenship, voting card, ID card. Okay, thank you. Okay, it's okay. Return. Okay. Let's have your nomination paper, the one that you signed to come to nominate, nomination paper. Okay, thank you. Cash deposit $5,000. Okay, yeah. 300 signatures, those sponsoring the nomination. Okay, check. Asset declaration, sworn asset declaration. Okay. Income tax clearance. Okay. Code of campaign ethics. No, it should be signed, but let me provide you one. Let me provide you one you sign. Hold on, let me come.
That's just on the ticking. That's all those itemized there, you agree to them. Yeah, so if you violate them, the penalties are there.
General. You are general.
Mariam.
Okay. Sample photos, sample size photo on symbol.
How many? One photograph?
Two, maybe two. Sample. Just a sample.
In fact, this may also change eventually.
Okay. I think it's okay. Huh? Yeah, it's okay.
I think you know the size. The size of the photo
should be a quarter of an A4. Yeah, like the photograph should be a quarter of an A4. Yeah. Okay. This is okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. There's a symbol there. We know.
The color also.
Yeah,
Yeah, the color. It's okay. It's okay.
it's okay. This color matches with this.
It's all, there's a color there already. Yeah, there's a color there and there's a symbol. It's okay.
Everything is there.
Yeah.
Everything's there.
So when you are bringing it, they should separate it.
Okay.
We will tell you how many photographs to bring and how many symbols to bring. And also we'll inform you when we will be having your campaign reconciliation will be on the 14, 15, and 16. Those 3 days will be reconciling the, yes, 14, 15, 16. Yes. That will be the date of the campaign reconciliation. And that will be the day we'll give you a voter list on soft copy. You'll have to print it for your area. The number of polling stations.
You have to do that.
Yes, this time around.
You provide all this.
I'll just give you the first drive. You go and print it.
You are very well.
But it costs
Money for that.
Now we are learning on so many things. We are learning so many things now. It's not budgeted for. It was under our detriment last time. We have been doing it.
They are pushing all the expenses on prices. This is terrible.
all I know.
The nominations are there is right now. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, Honorable. Yeah. Okay, we received your. For that being the case, giving you receipt of nomination. Later, you will be given the acceptance letter to go ahead and contest for the forthcoming National Assembly election. Depending on the outcome of the verification or the scrutiny, people to come and see, or they have any objection to make against you. When that is done, we'll call you to draw your attention to it. Of business today, we'll know your fate. If there's no complaint against you, we'll call you and give you the time to come for your acceptance letter. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that's. Or maybe you want, some people would like to hold it and then so that the cameras.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you.
Okay then.
Give it
Sure.
up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congratulations. West should give you the chance at this time again.
Why? Well, in the first place, it is they who made the choice to choose me again. So the question would be better answered by them, not by me, because they opted to choose me for an X time. So I think the question will be more pertinently answered by them than I.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We are really very grateful for what you have done for this country, because you serve this country with diligence. I have this very question that I also want to ask to say, what is keeping our honorable keep going? For the past 2 decades, you have been at the helm of things when it comes to issues of politics in this country. What is keeping you moving? Are you not tired?
No, I am not tired. And what is keeping me going is that I committed myself to play my role in the development of this country. First, in liberating the minds of my people to help them become sovereign in this country, because this country belongs to them. They are the ones who should decide what happens in this country. And the fact that my mission is still incomplete, and that mission is to help bring about development. When I say development, not to have good buildings, good roads, no, but people have decent way of living. People work in this country for all their life, they cannot even own a house. They rent all their lives, and they are citizens. Is that what should happen in this country? No, it shouldn't be. It can be stopped because we have the means to help everybody have a decent living place in this country. And as far as I'm still breathing, I'm kicking, I'm not sick, I'm not dead, that mission has to be accomplished. I have to continue to play my role in order for that mission to be accomplished, because that's what brought me into politics. I came into politics not just because to become a president, no, to become an MP. I can even be in politics without being an MP. But the important thing is, as a citizen, I must play my civic responsibility to see that my people live in a decent situation. They are free, they are sovereign, and they have a decent way of living in this country. That is my mission. And I see that that mission is still not accomplished.
All right.
You see all these young people around here, most of them are unemployed. And that should not be happening in this country. We can employ everybody in this country. We can create a situation where we get people from outside to come and help us do our job here. But you cannot do that without applying certain policies. And current government and ones before them have never had even an idea as to how that can be brought about in this country. But we know how to do it. If ever you choose to put us in the hands of this country, then that is the time I'll think of leaving the job that I'm doing, because I'll say thank God that now the Gambian people are going to free once and for all in every respect.
Yes, in your statement, you said your mission is incomplete.
Mhm.
Okay. What type of an assembly are we expecting to see, considering the fact that you have served, for a number of years, but this coming 5 years, from your own perception, what type of an assembly do we expect to see?
Well, it depends on the outcome of the elections. People in this country don't even understand the essence of a national assembly. That's the problem. Because they think that you are elected this after 5 you should go. If you go and then you are just square one. The institution is not developing, it is stagnant. Because those who should continue for it to be developed are no longer there. The institutional memory is always killed after every 5 years. And that is not how institutions like a parliament operates. If you are a member of parliament, as long as you are serving the fundamental needs and aspirations of your people, they elect you, you should go there. Age does not matter in politics. What matters is your head, your mind, and your intention for your people. That's what counts, and not your age. The president of the United States, how old is he? How long was he a senator before he became over 30 years? There are presidents in Africa here now, and the oldest president is the one in Uganda. How old is he? I'm not saying that, for example, the one in Uganda, for me, he should have gone because he's old, he's physically not very strong anymore, and that means that there's something still wrong. But as long as one is able, mentally and physically, intellectually, there is nothing that stops that person from serving his or her people. My commitment to serve my people has nothing to do with my age. It has something to do with my health and my physical. And you can see me.
Yes.
All right. Let me ask this final question. This is always a boring question in me, and I had to say to myself, if I had the opportunity to ask you, because based on what we have been following and what we have been seeing,
Can we ask?
yeah,
ask.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. I'm heading to the question. All right. What do you think the Gambian National Assembly, the parliament, lacks that need to be fixed?
I think there are many things that it lacks. First, it lacks resources. Second, the caliber of representation leaves much to be desired. And two, the institution as a sovereign institution in an independent country is not operating in the interest of the people in a certain way. Why? Because we are using a language in the National Assembly which is alien to the people of this country. Over 80% of the people don't speak the language we speak in the National Assembly. So that is where the representative becomes questionable. Who are you representing? The English speakers or the indigents of this country? Fundamentally, this is the big problem that we have in the National Assembly, not only in the Gambia, but all over the African continent, except in Somalia, where the language of the people is the one they use in their National Assembly. So that is a big, big, big limitation. In other words, we are sovereign in name, but not sovereign in deed. Because people are not, like all the 80%, over 80% of people are denied of their birthright to represent their people, and they are refused that fundamental right because of the fact that they don't speak English or write English. That's a big, it's a crime. You know, we have been committing crime against our people throughout, from 1965. So I don't know whether I have answered your question.
Yeah, partly.
Okay. What is missing?
Maybe time might not allow us to
Yes.
dwell into all of that. Say, do you want to ask questions?
No,
But you are free to ask me, not here, but anytime.
Yeah, that's
Anytime you see me as a journalist, as a.
okay. I have this other question.
Mhm.
We also have been following the debate with regards to the draft constitution that went to the parliament,
Uh-huh.
and that particular draft
Mhm.
was thrown out. You know, but from your own mind, because we have heard what you have said, from your own mind,
Mhm.
what do you think that had needed to be done for the draft to be either to be amended or to go through the parliament?
You know, first I must say we must commend this Constitutional Review Commission. They did an excellent job, and they did all the groundwork that was necessary for the draft to come. But I think what made it fail anytime you see me as a journalist, as a.
Okay, I have this other question.
Mhm.
We also have been following the debate with regards to the draft constitution that went to the parliament,
Uh-huh.
and that particular draft
Mhm.
was thrown out. You know, but from your own mind, because we have heard what you have said, from your own mind, what do you think that had needed to be done for the draft to be either to be amended or to go through the parliament?
You know, first I must say we must commend this Constitutional Review Commission. They did an excellent job, and they did all the groundwork that was necessary for the draft to come. But I think what made it fail is simply because there are certain things that certain people don't like in it. But all that they said about it are not true. They don't exist in that constitution. They use it as a means for people to reject it, but they don't. It doesn't contain them. There is nothing like secularism there, and there is nothing like man and man to marry or woman and woman to marry. There is nothing like that there. But they use those to make people hate it for their own personal reasons. Maybe one of the reasons is that probably the draft constitution stipulates that the incumbent as part of his mandate. That was not palatable on his table. Huh? And I would say fundamentally, this is one of the main reasons why the constitution was drafted. And then, of course, law is very, very, very tricky. 32 people voted for it, and about 22 people or so voted against it. 32 is more than 22. But then the law says 3/4 of the members of the National Assembly must approve of it before it becomes a constitution. So 3/4 was not obtained, even though minority voted against it in numerical terms, but in legal terms, the minority was in fact the majority. That's why it was rejected. But it was an excellent constitution. Attempts were made in a wrong way. I mean, we are just looking at them laughing because we knew they would never succeed. They had money to waste, they wasted the money. But what they wanted to do could not happen because they were on the wrong path. It was only the National Assembly which could have brought the same constitution back. And we attempted to do that. When we were in session, my colleague moved a motion for us to rescind our decision not to accept it, because that's possible in our standing orders. While we were in session still, it was rejected. He tried a second time, it was rejected. Now they came after everything was done. Parliament has rejected something, you cannot bring that same thing back again. It has to come in another form. And maybe they will do that, but maybe it will come. Well, the Parliament will still be there. I don't know who are going to be there. But I know when it comes with some certain things, they will not be acceptable to Parliament. So there is a talk of it being brought back
Final
again.
question. Now back to Woolly, where actually we are getting information that it's going to be fiercely contested by other contenders from other parties. Are we hopeful for our?
I will never have any fierce election with more than what I have had in the past. There will be no election again in Willie as fierce as the ones I have fought and have conquered in the past. It is not me, it is the people of Willie who count. Let's see what they are going to decide this time also. I cannot decide, but Willie people will decide.
Yes, Honorable, for me, I just want to make a one follow-up question. You talked about the draft constitution. We understood that what happened, why it failed, because the majority, not because of the draft, as you said, is not good, but the majority voted against it. And what we are seeing, we are seeing a lot of candidates who we might call them, they are not up to that standard. And what if the majority happens to be the other side, whereby whenever come to the National Assembly, and then like you, Honorable Halifa is not coming again, and then maybe probably you are going to be alone, because I am very confident that probably you're going to win this seat. So you be going to be alone there to stand without no support. How are you going to maintain that in that National Assembly?
I'm not praying that I'm not praying that I'll be alone there. I'm sure some of my colleagues will come back. I pray that some of them come back. and even if in a situation where they don't come back, generally what happens is, particularly this one, because the clerk was talking to me the other day, there's going to be induction. We have a long sensitization period for new members for them to become participating in the proceedings of the National Assembly. Of course, when we started also, we are all new in 1997. We are all new. But we weathered the storm very successfully. And I'm sure that this time is even going to be greater because we have accumulated experiences in the process of being in that parliament since 1997. That's a long time. You were young. Were you not? You were not born.
Mr. Jatta,
Yeah.
lafa ye demanding for na kangoto because min yalon ko iman tubabu kan fasaro moy pour finansalo mimbe kering ñin tembeng ntela ñin kar falo mo minti alnata ay isi jang amala la kaytul be submit le ala yake fenti je mi yalon ka mankita o jiko bi je ning ala man so nata ke inata tambi fa o jiko ñin wala atina jama mol tarte ko ma ye tambi ni ñaato fo jiko ñin ibe jiko ñin ma fala le bam jama mol lafta la ñami o fo ibetarra Gambia la kuleje ban fo ibetarra al kunklina kuleje wala mun nañi
yalo ngamire ila ñinin kala fanga ye fanjabe parce que si dabe ñin dilande sa sanji muwanti adun ngamira na do ko de nelema moy ko mo ko kombe fanga le je bari tumo men na nata politiko ko mo mon forcé man na ko di ñinin je ngajele ko nata mbota karam lato nata ngaje ko membe ke kan wote Gambia sambala nyaato adun ku memba bon le wonya fon fan poli fon na do ko bladro ngaku ko tek memba ken ko fali ngena wala mu kadum patio man tum patio ko ngam fan patio lo parce que namiro ni melbe kel wala miro te kelinti kalde politiko je nyame ani wala politiko nyame e manke kelinti nga yiriwaje nyame ani tere yiriwaje nyame manke kelinti woto dum be menkela sai wala be siara kununti parce que ni sanji jama men ba kan karantale adu no karan fana sa akitan bulu jorangati membe makko do ko nyabe sono yakan adu ngamol so fana sa en banko kan men be banta ani men be konoto nin ko kono wala mi je bonto men fana le faham ya so ko ni aje mol samba député bon la manta je pour kungoy nta ta jele pour moli mo beti tano député bon ko par nimbe ta dimbe ti diamno nte kunna je fante bullo na la Gambia me alon ko bebe kunna la me be diamo je c'est pas possible wote kenor bar ni aje moli en tombo jikolom amanke fitamante yati amanke kanda yati jikolom jikita ko kari nte men no la ngamira jikita ko te ba keno la nana faka woto député bo kan wala je to ndun jikita ko ngamira ko tumalo bato mo jama bije sai bo faham kan ko député ya manke fankon puti député ya menti kata do kalo mole tilo koto mole taddi bon ka mole santante duini batate ka kunate banko kam membe bata bayra membe yirwa sabula alfa banyim banko jube ba ako sa seno fanga be fa panne tiol fellal mol bul banko kan tarin iman sam adum wala mu Gambia la kodo wala ka kodo sabu no Gambia ba memba ke le fensa no banta kanati no manke no ton ka banta son so nyaadi la o to be kala jurolti fere be kala me yalon ko be kala banko la say ko mo tata kala ta nyaatoti o to dun na hammo mi menti wala mu kaaje ko wol membe ko woli fali adum ngaaji ko mol be kunin kanne dibte bon ko dol bi jawli ami yalon ko kunin folo la bara kato be kala dro dibide bun kono fan ka nyoma ko le ka kul pari mo kilin ka kenor fo moli kafi famma ye ma ko ye kul fam puri kunun kunata asikano kilin ta yo kena tambi dibide bun kono fana ko ferol ke jelle inshallah
okay ye ku kilim maja min kala agriculture la fanat la fa pour yakko ni mol mun sati nano agriculture se murnan pour ye loy simfulo la pour ka konko bay anin bata bay banko ka
Okay. Yes, please. You speak to Honorable Live. You're speaking to QTV Live. Yeah, Ali, speak to him.
Yes, Honorable, good to have you on the program.
But you know, I will not answer you because somebody is already engaging me. A journalist like you, I'm standing right before their cameras, so it will be unfair for me to answer your question. No, but I'm speaking Mandinka now. The man has chosen to ask me questions for the sake of Mandinka speakers. So after him, I'll come to you, but I won't answer your question. Please.
Coming for wala
Okay,
agriculture
you got what you said.
kuma bata
Hmm.
agriculture ya miro to min satina agriculture sai muru na kun yelo
Yalo nga fo ko sai mbedam tembo mento sai. Tiol belar banko kantari iman sam. Nin atar ntel yemmen mira ntel yemmen fo wala be kere. Sambi wo tiol belar o me talala rinde man sakunda be tiyo be sannal ayta ya ke tuloti ya ke safnoti ya ke fengo fentio ka kati bi banta ya murindin kanna. Nin wo ke jang folo ne ni mol membe yaala duniya ko be do ko nyebe do ko sotla den do ko be kan ko yitiyo dama be kala tuloti mo jolle be do ko kala dama be kala safunol mo jolle be do ko kala dama be kala ku kotati mo jolle be tulo do ko kala je wo fana ba kan la ko senal ba jela ko sainde ni ngati o sen nyaawo nyanda atata mbul lablanta yala be sanal seno si yirwa parce que ni ya sen dum abita dame tiyalon bi mano men ka bondi banto asia nka membe no ka bondi banta bari jahal patal project da amtala force public ko pour kaw bay bari kunu manjaw ya fo bi woto kule be nyim banko kambe man kati de woto dun selole nyanta bakandi la man sakunda fu man sakunda na me yo miro soto même parete ko katoke même parete a fero soto a londo soto a ngani soto a parete yalon kuba ka keno duniya ko même baraka dama nim bata manke ni man bata ite lafta ite moni ite tombe ko ina do ko ite yakam bumbay dulat muto nyim mali be sanna bu nyim mali be lola mol la loptano la hal boro baka soto je ha bar kubal be ke kam banko kam me yalon ko wo kubal le nyanta bayla kuye kam membe mol kan men kala mol la fati ni aje seno man baraka nya ko tin jinri membe jan gambe ko tin men sen seno ko tan do men sen foska ko tin banko dunya kono bala fata mun ya kendi bi nyanta tal nga dula sul banko ka bayo de laje ko tan di bayo le baraka bayo beti dunya kono dal ko ya biya bet bantel so ndi o fata ntel be min fo ka nona al billa wala ambe ko tan di seno kala nyim banko kambe bayde da kala jang nte be kala la gana wol be bayde da yo nte birin te be kala la gana high school ibe ko ibe bayde da woni mbite masanji talulu ayosi ntel bi jang hanin kabi hani safuno fam ma da la don la nyim banko woto kule be jam min manke woto faale wakilale man sakundal so ale moli sota men ni ngani hosudo kanyum ko wala wala man soto birin fos kana bula second fu kana bula bila wala man soto adu hatelle la do ko kaaje ko ni woto men benala ala li nya yele ali moli tumbo meniti bola ali koto meniti tekala mettoti kal yelo suusu tele balwatel be fala nal mo ko do nyim banko to bola chabo ba telle bul ko men kafuno ka fa dame bungo fele bata bungolom bungo fele daha bungolom a chabo ba telle bul ni yele dun taje ye bata tarje tele akele ndamake because ko jam batala bi jang hero be jang chabo be bul sira alla chabo chabo tamando mu net de election men kono chabo faale bungo yele men yalon ko be kala da ha bunti woto albal nya yala hakilo wala ni election amanke ko nyone ni kuti amanke nyo kaja fi kuti ibe na la yafu ngoli muna mu ban ko la courant muna yo courant sabo ite bu mun ferle kala courant bondi banko kam ibolle moyla ni tata kate bo bunko yo mola ka sewjube ni jikita ko bawul ya fayje barnal moke nyin tantan ko sibani nyin donkilla ba nyo kaja foni nyo tinya wala nyin banko say koma aldun ka bulo ko wala nin kuma kendo fral ba ko sol bal ni mo kaja fil be mo banele sinyo e ka bulo ko wala a telephone le mutinya lalti wala nyante bol ba mo nyante nya yele lale ni ajembe siri nyoka nkola konte baluno la nyokoma balde sino la nyoka ni hormone bunya tentema ni manyo horba mangani ya kendo soto nyoy wala ndeka jang misilme ya fanga be kurande ni banko kam mo bebe sali kanja non ko bare membe nyamoto ali membe jang wolte kilinte de
Sorry, journalist. Mano, ntelinga konkri ko leta.
Hon.Sidia Jatta bula jenga concrete bi IC salon ko bi le carte o fayta Sidia Jatta already o tambitale carte fayo bandale jambi mbe nyin diya mo men la jang carte fayo bandale munne ya kendi hani men manke wullin koldi Sidia Jatta la doko bele ya moy bele ya je nyala wototo ning amankuram mentally amankuram body fala ko be correcting we can never change him until afangaye ifonya alnal badi ma sankala wulli wala kanyum fale ko bi carte fa bandal Sidia is already in parliament. Thank you.
Your real name?
My real name Salun Sisao, common know it as a sankala wulli.
An inside ten menge wulindi dalilo menge wulindi wolum ko sabati o kole yabe kero hanisai wala atina Sidia ko atate funyula politiko la foni ajato manson wala hakilo manson bar ni wolbe sondi abe politiko kala adun do yidum be bo nyal wolum munti gambia mankete fen sabat o be mbatandi kam hanisai wala bu dalilo to fanan doy wuluta comme ke patriote wala munti folo fahamu be mankere mbake fulan jang o faham manke yole ke joranti muda ndaw min fahamta yole ke joranti kake tilimbali yati ngunna tilimbali yabe farim banko kam kanyo subo do mombe wol hanin na kidi bunda me karafa justice ni taraje fam sai isa tar tilimbali yabe farinje wol fulo kaf nyom wole fukara ya wulu wala tina fukara ya korte fala nyim banko ñine doy wulindi doy di wode di niya jabi doy support la ñin dali lo kanam
All right, thank you very much.
Jatta Mawdo Jatta,
Okay.
regional coordinator doy
All right, thank you.
Very good. How are you? Good.
This is PDIS, second party coming up for the consequency in Woolley. Yet still, we have Honorable Halifa Salah is out now, and we're having the second person to come in. Baringolu.
Welcome to the IEC.
Thank you very much.
Can you submit your nomination documents, starting with proof of citizenship, ID card, voters card? Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you, Honorable. Good child. Nomination paper, when you sign. It's a form. No, it's supposed to be there. Where you fill your information.
Okay, that's really good.
This is yeah, form 1. Okay, sign. Okay, thank you. Okay, next, cash deposit $5,000.
How party must have paid.
No, Sidia just paid cash here.
Okay, let me just.
Nomination signatories, 300 signatories. Those that support your nomination. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking the date of 2022. I'm taking the date of 2022.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not taking these ones. Okay.
2020.
Yeah, they are labeled. You don't see?
Yeah.
And this one has no label.
Okay.
Huh? So as a result, we'll take these ones that are labeled 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay.
But they are all done this time.
Yes, but
I don't know how
we
you.
have serialized already everything. So anything that has 2022 will be the one that we check.
We just photocopy from your.
No, but
From
it does
your,
not have
from
any
your
indication.
website.
Yes. Yeah.
Printed more photo.
You could have contacted us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. Income tax clearance certificate. Okay, thank you. Are you working?
I'm parliamentarian.
Okay, it's okay. Code of campaign ethics.
No, it's not you. These guidelines.
This is code of campaign ethics. You need to sign. You don't see. Here's a pen.
Okay. Tenth. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Party sponsorship letter. Thank you very much. Sample photo size and symbol.
The symbol.
Okay. It has a symbol.
Yes. You know that this is not the size. It's cut off A4 size paper.
A4.
A4 size like this. You fold it this.
4 times, yeah.
Fold it this. It should be this size, not this size.
Is that what you call A4?
No, I said quarter of A4 size.
It's in the guideline. A quarter of an A4 is in the guideline. Sorry about that. Huh?
Okay.
Okay. Your campaign itinerary.
Just hold on. Before you go and print out a lot,
Yeah.
you don't see the sample first.
Yeah.
They should be separated. Symbol aside, photo aside.
Yeah.
And it should be a quarter of an A4 size.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. Itinerary, campaign itinerary.
No, I don't have that yet.
Well, you should try and bring it because from the 14, 15, 16, there should be reconciliation campaign itinerary.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it, we'll not be waiting for you. You go ahead, and if you come later, anytime you clash with any candidate, we'll not take yours because already
we
submitted
know,
yours.
I know that.
So before 13th, you submit it.
Yes, so.
Because we got to have the constitution from 14, 15, 16.
That's correct.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Other than that, let me just fill your information here.
You know the color.
Color, yeah, we know the color.
Oh, you know.
That's okay.
Okay. Oh.
That are legally required,
Yeah.
except maybe the campaign itinerary, which we would like to have before the latest by the 13th,
By the 13th.
because we need to have it to study it before the 14th from all the candidates, so that when you come, you note that party candidate A, he said you are going to say Shutukova
Yeah.
on
I
this date or
understand.
this time. Okay,
That's
so this is it. So we want to have it earlier so that we
Yeah.
go through it
Yeah.
when you come, so that it will be an easy thing.
Okay. We'll do that.
Yes. So far, everything is in order. I give you the receipt of your nomination documents, and your documents will be displayed here. We'll go through the verification procedures, and then if there was no rejection or any appeal against your candidature, then we call you to give you the time for your acceptance letter. Meanwhile, that's your receipt of your nomination. Yeah. So yes,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin yela kaydol be submit le bi ifane mune soto ye min fo jang ani be min fo le normal kolye because nyamara jikole ya sabu ye ke nyato andong ay jikitale fanan ko nin yo jiko sika ya dila nin ala kata ke jikol ni ma fare te fanan be la jikol ni timmandi la le woto bi ye mune soto be min fo le la molye ani gambia dingole
Yo ini mbara bake la ini karo kuma ta bake. Mbe na constituency mel be kontona mbe tentula mbe jayila ka nominate kotake pour ni nganyalo ye kotake ni election la memba kanna ni 2022 parliamentary election. Kontante wala bake adu jigita ko fana ni aje yoke ima hakili fulo soto je sanjilu lo men tambita ngela do ko tamandi nyamen wala kontan dibite bungono dibite bungu bandala ani nga oversight men panam play kaje ko mansa kundala minister ani president yele do ko ke comme loi fa nyamen so njigita ko yoji ko men soto nde honorable Swaibu Touré nin adre wuli east yelo jiko yemen tambindin kan yo murundin kan pour ñing kam nga contrat sign ko take pour nga continuer wo do ko la mbe wo do ko kelela ko min anyanda timmala nyami njigita koy ma hakili fula soto woto adu defana ma hakili fula soto woto so nsi wala soto mbe men fole baraka ba
Good morning.
morning
Honorable, congratulations.
thank you very much yeah
This question is a similar question I've asked to all our National Assembly members.
okay
You are seeking re-election.
yeah
This is going to be a second term.
yes
Okay. Now, what is there that you think you want to accomplish?
well the original task of the coalition 2016 was to come up with a new constitution that will actually usher the country into a democracy that will be an example for other countries to emulate. And I believe that we have not accomplished that task for various reasons. But there is no need to blame game. My intention and my aspiration is to ensure that that new constitution that will actually bring democracy and human rights, concerns to the extent that the Gambian people will live in dignity, freedom, and prosperity should be attained. And that will be my number one task to ensure that I continue that job. I'm in the Constitutional Review Committee, Matters Committee, and I believe that we have done a lot of work on that constitution, done a lot of sensitization. But for some reason, because of the high threshold in the National Assembly, which is 3/4, must be attained for the constitution to come to the people, was not attained. We'll have to continue to ensure that we attain that. Apart from that, I have also started a lot of initiatives in my constituency, and I believe that some of those initiatives have not been accomplished, and I intend to make a follow-up to ensure that they are accomplished. Also, that a lot of pending issues are in the National Assembly. I'm in the Petitions Committee, and we have started the scrutiny of certain petitions that were before us, and we've gone some distance, but it's not completed. It is my aspiration that we should continue following those petitions to ensure that whoever is liable requires the punishment that is necessary so that others will not have to follow them into corruption and other issues. So that is something that I want to work on. I'm also working with APNAC, that is the African Parliamentarians Network for Against Corruption. And I intend to pursue that so that together with other parliamentarians in Africa, we'll be able to work together to ensure that we minimize corruption in Africa. Because billions of dollars and billions of dollars are going through the drain because of corruption in Africa. And we have to have a concerted effort, put our hands together to ensure that we minimize corruption so that our people will benefit from the resources that they are putting in the government coffers.
Considering the fact that this coming assembly, we don't know how it's going to unfold, but you actually we might have new members in the party.
Yeah.
And you have also talked about the accomplishment of tasks. And
Yeah.
one of the greater tasks that we need to complete is the new constitution,
Yeah.
and which is very paramount. Now, considering that fact, what do you think that needed to be fixed, that needed to be done
Yeah.
in a situation whereas you have found yourself back to the assembly,
Yeah.
but with new faces who may not be able to understand?
Yeah. I believe that with my expertise that I have attained and the experience that I've attained in the last 5 years, I've gone with almost hundreds of training regarding the constitution, regarding constitution building. I've left the Gambia and went even outside to have almost a month working on learning how to build constitution and how to build consensus. I believe that if new faces come before us, we'll be able to create more opportunities for them to be able to understand the constitution, to be able to understand that you cannot bring about a constitution thinking that the constitution is going to be tailor-made for certain people. It cannot be tailor-made for certain people. It must be for the Gambian people. So if anything, any provision, we have 380 provisions in the draft constitution. So if you have 2 or 3 provisions that are opposed to your interest, that should not stop you from accepting the draft constitution, because nobody will have 100% liking for a constitution. So with that experience, I'm going to help the other members to have that understanding so that they'll be able to join us, knowing that this is our country. And we must come up with a constitution that will address our economic, social, political, and other issues. And unless we have that, the constitution we have now is a very bad constitution. It has been amended over time. Many, many amendments were done there. And those amendments are not in the interest of the Gambian people. They were only meant to serve the executive, to ensure that the executive becomes powerful, so that they'll be able to do whatever they want. We want a constitution where the people's interest, the people's power will prevail over any other power. And to do that, the parliamentarians must be properly trained, must be properly sensitized, so that they know the type of constitution we want to bring about and the type of society we want to create. And unless we do that, we will continue to fail. And I believe that the last time the constitution failed, many parliamentarians were listening to people outside, and they were listening to the executive. And if the executive is not interested, they are not interested. And that's what we must disconnect, so that parliamentarians become independent, so that they'll be able to have their independent mind, be free, be open-minded, to be able to do something for their country, which is in their interest.
Yeah. On camera, you're given the opportunity to speak to Gambian people.
Yeah.
What type of assembly do you perceive?
It's difficult to predict, but I would think that this parliament is not going to be very much different from the old parliament, in the sense that only except that the UDP that used to have, let me mention them. The UDP that used to have the majority may not necessarily have that majority that they had. Even if they have the majority, they may not have that majority. And therefore, it may make things easier for us to do certain things. It also may make things difficult depending on the type of parliamentarians, the caliber of parliamentarians we may have. Because the caliber of parliamentarians also is very important. If you have parliamentarians that just stop at grade 12, that just have no experience, have no expertise in anything, and have no discipline, because discipline is very important. One has to discipline oneself to be able to stick to your job, to ensure that what your job is entailing is what you are going to follow. And you are not going to listen to any parochial issue, but what is the interest of the Gambian people, the interest of your constituents. That's what you are going to follow. And if we have that parliament, I believe that we'll be able to make better changes for our country. Yeah, thank you very much. Thousands of people have already signed my nomination forms. So that indicates that Hon.Sidia Jatta is firmly placed in Woodley East to actually win this election, landslide, without any hurdles. So I will not, many people are telling me you don't even need to campaign, but we will campaign vigorously to ensure that our people hear the message to be able to make the right decisions. That we will do. Notwithstanding, I believe that these coming elections will just be an easy ride for Hon.Sidia Jatta.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
PDOIS la molem iga fo mi sankala wulli Saliou Sisao tenteng atele sala kata nomination okay ate fanang tenteng PDIS la mol lebe jang mbale Basse Mansa Jang Kunda wolle beteng right now inila mol natanang pour kana nomination la al nyabe wolle la teng right now Sidia Jatta na la molu sankala wulli Salif Cissé wo fanang anala molu to lebe janteng tenteng yo dang ma wara snap sa boy tenteng mbale Basse sate wala kono Basse Mansa Jang tenteng al nyabe wala jela teng mbale Basse Mansa Jang Basse sate wala kono PDOIS la mo la pour que nomination la tenteng be wala itandi kan Allah Basse Mansa Jang Kunda mbadi ngolu gafo mi sankala maron sankala sisao wala na la mol nata teng pour kata ila nomination la boy say tell me si crowd bi boy tenteng mbale Basse sate wala kono al nyabe wala mol la teng tenteng sankalang maron sisao wala fana la mo na be wo PDOIS ko leti ifana naka kanela molu sementi yandi pour kana nomination la min yalon ko wala bata wulli tenteng ni wala bi janteng al nyabe wala la mbadi ngolu mbale Basse sate wala kono Basse Mansa Jang kana IEC la bumbaji do pour kana nomination la bana sa bopi mam itu bu nekk dafa amoon benn time mu feebar so buñ demee lopitaan ñu check ko ñu xam ne lu mu enu dafa ta nomination la teng for PDIS nyaba tele kanteng tenteng defanan katale katala kaitol submit IEC tenteng pour katala kaitolu yitandi IEC la ansu TF Sonko wala be loringal nyatli nyala janteng albe wala je kanteng Basse sate kono teng Basse Mansa Jang Kunda pour kata IEC nomination o nyina ansu TF Sonko nyabe wala teng for PDIS Badigolu Ansumana TF Sonko is the one coming in for nomination with his people gathering or way coming to I Mbadingolu, Albe Ansumana TF Sonkola Jekanten Tenteng, Beninten Bominto, a telefona nala mul binakang Purkana nomination or la Purkela Kaitol Natinang, IEC kana jibe kela Kaitol Ning, kana sede Kaitol Natinang, mini alonko lebe korosira Kaitol to mini alonko, pro IEC se song ka foko mari yela Kaitol Natile, yela sede Kaitol Natile, pro IEC be sede anula nyaming, carte député carte fayo min kanateng mbadingolu mbali IEC la bungale konateng with Ansumana TF Sonko a telephone kananang for PDOIS
See Basse Regional Office. Can you submit your nomination documents, starting with the proof of citizenship, ID card, birth certificate, voting card? Okay, thank you. Get it back. Nomination paper. Signed. Okay, thank you. Cash deposit $5,000. No. It's not paid. It's not paid. CDR paid, so we paid. You have not seen anything. Receipt.
We've not received anything. We've not received anything from headquarters. It's only UDP that's the community was that they paid there.
So is the party that should communicate to you or
No, it was already paid there. Usually they communicate at the headquarters.
Sworn asset declaration.
Let me go and settle with Hon.Sidia and
Okay, thank you. Can I have your income tax clearance? Okay. Are you working, sir?
yes.
Leave of absence? It's okay. Okay. Code of campaign ethics. Yes. Did you sign? Yes. Thank you. Party sponsorship letter. Ask your people there before they leave.
No, just go. It's not doing. You just give the documents to him, then
Yeah.
you go ahead. When he has that, you can come back. If you call us and then come back to submit.
To submit.
If you submit, if at all you didn't have that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The returning
go and
officer.
get that one.
The returning officer said we cannot proceed without that. Those things has to be in place. Hold on for the
Confirm
nomination.
this morning.
Yes.
You claim to be sponsoring you. They don't give you any letter. So we want evidence of that. So if you can go back to them and get that sponsorship letter, then you get back to us. You can either call, then we slot you for maybe tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday. From now against the closure of the nomination. Meanwhile, we are giving you a rejection form. So you can go to your party and get the sponsorship letter. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Party sponsorship letter is there. Sample photo and symbol. Okay.
Before you print, the size should be
Yeah.
quarter of A4.
Like this. Huh?
If you turn A4 into 4 pieces, it should equal to that. Both the symbol and your photo.
Okay. Campaign itinerary. You have not filled it. It's not yet filled. No, that should be filled later. You should fill this. The camping at night is not filled.
This one, it is on the 13th. We should get it because we need to go through it. We get ourselves prepared for the reconciliation. Yes. No, excuse me. No, excuse me. And we compare with others. If you clash with any other candidate, that candidate's date and time will stand. We'll cancel yours. You get me? So the earlier the better. For nomination, but unfortunately, we discovered that you are short of people who nominated you to participate in the forthcoming National Assembly election. Notwithstanding, you still have the opportunity to just submit from now again Sunday, latest on Sunday, because the nomination period ends on Sunday. So if you're done with these things, just give us a call and we just look for a time within, because we have schedules from now again Sunday. But if you call us, we look at our schedules and then slot you in between maybe the candidates. So this is it. The earlier the better, because nomination closes on Sunday.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
fu muy fanaan ak kuy wut ku ko wétali xanaa delloo buntu gi war la naa boole yaa Fatus Guest House tijjil na leen buntu bi ñu ngi leen fa am ak ñaari cabinet salle yu yaña
amal leen li nga xamantene mooy cabinet ak salle ñu ngi leen amal AC ak fan
salle bi nag lépp li ngeen soxla am na fa sofa yu nooy ñoo fa nekk TV bank fa cabinet boo dugga lal yu nooy leen fa amal nañ leen fa AC ak li nga xam ne moom mooy fan toilet yu set wicc amal nañ leen fa kitchen microwave fridge and room bu baax dama ne teranga day mut moo taxit yaa Fatus Guest House amal leen extra kitchen lépp lu ngeen bëgg a togg mun ngeen ko toggee si gas ku kabine
kuy xalam di si jaayu nag barke bi yaay borom amal ne li nga xamantene mooy ndox ak courant 24/7 bu leen tiit bu leen ragal bu leen xof ndax amal ne li di CCTV caméra